During the Elizabethan era, England was initially slow to embrace the age of exploration that had captivated other European nations like Spain and Portugal. While these countries were amassing wealth and expanding their empires across the globe, the English remained largely focused on their domestic and European affairs. However, this gradually changed as economic ambitions and national pride began to fuel a growing interest in exploration and maritime ventures. One of the earliest English sailors to make a significant impact during this period was John Hawkins, who became notorious for his involvement in the transatlantic slave trade. Hawkins was the first Englishman to embark on the brutal practice of capturing and transporting African slaves to the Americas. In 1562, he led an expedition that captured hundreds of Africans, whom he sold in the Spanish colonies in the Caribbean. This marked the beginning of England's involvement in the slave trade, which would grow significantly in the following centuries. Hawkins' ventures were financially successful and paved the way for other English sailors to engage in similar activities, blending piracy, trade, and exploration. The expansion of English exploration was made possible by new technological advancements in navigation and shipbuilding. The development of more robust and maneuverable ships, such as the galleon, allowed sailors to undertake longer and more challenging journeys across the oceans. Innovations like the astrolabe and improved maps also played a crucial role, enabling sailors to navigate with greater accuracy and confidence. These technological advances were crucial in supporting England's growing ambitions on the seas. Among the most famous Elizabethan sailors was Francis Drake, who became the second person ever to circumnavigate the globe. His epic journey, which took place between 1577 and 1580, was not only a remarkable maritime achievement but also a bold act of defiance against Spain, England's chief rival at the time. Drake's voyage involved exploring uncharted territories, raiding Spanish ships and settlements, and navigating perilous waters. His success brought him immense wealth and fame, earning him the favor of Queen Elizabeth I, who knighted him upon his return. Drake's circumnavigation was a monumental achievement, demonstrating England's emerging naval prowess and boosting national pride. It also had significant geopolitical implications, as it challenged Spanish dominance on the high seas and established England as a formidable maritime power. Despite the successes of sailors like Drake, not all English ventures during this period were successful. Sir Walter Raleigh, another prominent figure of the Elizabethan era, made several attempts to establish a colony in North America, specifically in Virginia. Raleigh's expeditions, which began in the 1580s, aimed to create a permanent English presence in the New World. However, these attempts were fraught with difficulties, including poor planning, inadequate supplies, and hostile relations with indigenous peoples. The most famous of these failed efforts was the lost colony of Roanoke, where settlers mysteriously disappeared, leaving behind little trace of what had happened. Raleigh's dream of colonizing Virginia would not be realized during his lifetime, and the failure of these expeditions highlighted the challenges and uncertainties of overseas colonization. Raleigh's career was marked by significant highs and lows. Initially, he enjoyed the favor of Queen Elizabeth I, who granted him land, titles, and the authority to explore and colonize. However, his fortunes declined after the Queen's death. Raleigh fell out of favor with Elizabeth's successor, James I, who distrusted him and ultimately imprisoned him in the Tower of London. Raleigh was eventually executed in 1618, a dramatic end to a career that had been filled with both great ambition and considerable disappointment. In summary, Elizabethan sailors played a crucial role in England's gradual embrace of exploration and maritime enterprise. Figures like John Hawkins and Francis Drake pushed the boundaries of what English seafarers could achieve, from engaging in the transatlantic slave trade to circumnavigating the globe. Technological advancements enabled these long and perilous journeys, while the attempts of men like Sir Walter Raleigh to establish colonies reflected the broader ambitions and challenges of the period. Although not all endeavors were successful, the era laid the groundwork for England's future as a global maritime power.